Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video for Conan Exiles. Today in this video, folks, I'm going to be showing you how to farm black and white dye without the use of a tier 4 thrall that can be found in or during the purge. So if you guys enjoy this video, please don't forget to support me on the channel by hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself, and if you have just subscribed, don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos and content. And why not check out some of my other videos and guides here on this channel, who knows, you might just enjoy them. Also, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. The links to this, of course, you can find down below in the video description, as well as in a pinned comment from myself. So with all that out of the way, there is another way of farming the black and white dye. Now, at some point in the past, the devs did say something about a jumping puzzle, which is what this is. Obviously, we'll have to do a cave, and I'm going to talk you through everything, as this is quite a complex jumping puzzle with some really specific points from where you need to jump. Also, I'll show you what we need. So I'm going to be using the Night Stalker mask, which gives us night vision, just to help you guys see what I'm doing. I do recommend something like this. So this is what it'll happen to look like in your inventory once you've collected the black and white dye. I'm going to get rid of some of the stuff. So obviously you'll get them like this, but they also do stack as well if you want to stack them. However, you will gather crystals from some chests, which you will then use on a specific chest. There are 3 types of crystals. Each will give you something specific. So there's a red, blue and green crystal, and I will show you what crystal gives you what later on. I'm going to repair my weapon. We will need to fight stuff in the cave, and I'm going to use my Relic Hunter Treasure Seeker Thrall. It is a bit buggy at the moment from the AI perspective. However, she does have the Flawless Hyperborean armor set and the chrome. So we're going to enter this cave right here. We're going to come out this way. So basically we're going to go in this way. Right there's a chamber, and the exit is out here. This is the best way of doing it, as there are somewhere around 6, maybe 7 chests. I'm going to make sure I haven't got any of the admin stuff enabled, and I have spent quite a long time trying to figure out the jumping puzzles. There are multiple jumping puzzles to get all of the chests. So if you guys find this video informative, don't forget to share and be supportive, as this is quite a complex thing to do. It did take quite a lot of attempts and several deaths for me to figure out how to get this to work. So as you can see, it gets quite dark inside the cave, which is why you will want something with night vision if you want to do the jumping puzzles, as you need to know where you need to be and how to jump certain sections. Some of them are more difficult than others, and I am going to do my best to try and talk you through the strategies. So as you can see, we've got spiders that we'll need to fight. Right off the bat in front, you can see something that looks like a little mushroom thing with a chest on top. That is one of the chests, but before we do that, we want to kill these guys. We don't want them complicating our jumps, so I'm just going to go down here and make sure they are cleared out. As you can see, my thrall isn't really helping out at this moment in time, but there is a reason for which we have this thrall, which you will see later in this video. So in order to start this first jumping puzzle, you want to be up here. You'll see that little area right in front, so that right there, we want to kind of jump right off of that. Do not jump too late, otherwise you will miss the jump. You also want to be on the edge, as you will be pushed off by the side. Also, as you saw there, I did fall and take fall damage. So with that second jump, you want to jump just before you hit the edge, because otherwise you will fall off the edge instead of jump. So kind of like that, but I jumped a bit too early. So you want to time it right. This is a bit difficult, but it's not that difficult to get right. So we'll do this, and then we want, basically, you want to align yourself where the platform is the longest. Jump right off the edge, just before the edge, and basically aim for the chest. So I'll need to open up the chest. As you can see, we got a crystal. This one isn't all that complicated. The next ones become somewhat more complicated. Getting down, you just want to go this direction and just kind of fall off. This way you don't take fall damage. Also bring some food with you. You will need to heal if you do miss the jumps, and there is a great big jump which will leave you almost dead if you miss it. Of course I will show you everything you need to know about that jump. So let's get on with it. We'll clear out all of these guys. This is the only chest over here. There is another spider just before we get to the next jumping puzzle, and I'm going to see if I can dodge that attack. It is a spitting spider. Okay, it seems to be able to spit from that. Okay, never mind. So we'll just kill it, and now we start with the biggest jumping puzzle. I say it is the biggest because there are 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 chests that you can get from this. So just drop down here, pick up this chest, we get another crystal which we will trade in for the dies. Now getting back up, of course you cannot climb here, so that is very important. We want to jump right in front where you see there, and then kind of just keep jumping up until we get back up. So I'm going to show you exactly what I do. There we go. The big important thing is you need to do most of the stuff just by jumping, not walking, because the edges of the walls may end up pushing you off the edge. So over here you want to be where that black thing is on this rock, and we want to aim. You see this V shadow, V like shadow? We want to put your dot or crosshair right at the base, not just actually at the base, just slightly above the base, and you want to get a running jump start. But you do not want to run, so you want to time it so that your sprint and jump are consecutive, or you sprint just before you jump. If you get it wrong, you will fall like I did. Obviously there is a very small platform to jump on, so I'm going to show you that again from over here. This is the most difficult jump of all, by the way. There's a very little edge that you can jump. If you try and walk up, you fall. The way to do it is once you've jumped on that and you are stable, you need to jump over the little edge that will push you off. So again, we're going to kind of sync ourselves to this. We want to be on the edge, otherwise when you jump, the left side of the wall will push you off. So you want to be on the edge, kind of like just about dangling, kind of like I'm doing right now, just before that black spot. Then again, put your crosshair just at the base of that platform, and if you miss it, this is what will happen. So it is quite difficult to get. It does take some practice. I would suggest practicing this specific jump in single player until you get the hang of it. It is quite hard. So I'm going to do another attempt. At this time, if I do fall, I will allow myself to fall all the way down, and this is how much damage you take. So okay, so let's do this for real now. Do bear in mind that if you do fall down there, there will be spiders and a boss to fight. So remember, align yourself with that black dot at your feet. Make sure your crosshair is at the spot it needs to be. Then just jump your way back up. So we're going to go to my right. We're going to go up this path. And then again, we have to jump again. From this point, you can kind of pretty much walk. Just be careful not to sprint, as there are certain portions of these cliffs that may end up pushing you off the edge. There's another chest right here, so we'll just walk back. I will make take several risks and sprint from time to time, but I have spent more or less a day in this particular cave trying to do this. So we want to put your cursor right there toward the center. We're going to jump off of this edge right here, not before, not after, otherwise you will miss it and we will get a running start for this. So remember, you want to align the center of your screen or the dot with that portion that I said right there, otherwise you will miss it. We're going to go up here. Now this is where things get tricky. So you see this line going down there, and then just watch what I'm doing, the shape that I'm drawing with my dot. You want to be right in the center of that. Take a few steps back, get a running start, and then jump. You want to jump just before the edge, because if you miss the jump and jump too early or too late, you will miss that jump. Again, we're going to jump this way. This is the only way up, so we'll just kind of go this way. There is a similar jumping puzzle to do again, so we're just going to walk this way up. We're going to go right up to the edge where we can't walk anymore, and then same thing over here. We see the shape right there, so we put the dot in the center, take a step back, get a running jump, jump just before the edge, as the edge is slightly angled down and you will just fall off before you even manage to jump. Now I'm just going to jump on this thing, then go down here. You can just jump down if you want, but you might take some fall damage. Next up, we're going to jump on that little platform ahead of us, again with a running start, and this is another tricky jump right here. So look at where I'm pointing right there. There's a little line. You want to be just before it and align yourself with the point that is closest to you from that jump right there. So it's quite easy, but do not do what I did here. Do not run, because what's going to happen is the hitbox of this cliff is quite derpy and it will end up pushing you off of the edge and you'll fall. You'll take some damage, you won't die, but you'll miss out on the chest right ahead of us. So as you can see, it does have a tendency of pushing me to one side or the other, and so it's best to just go without sprinting. There is another crystal. So far, as you can see, we've got a handful of crystals. Now to get back down safely from here, as you can see, I am being pushed to the edge, so do bear that in mind. We're going to jump onto this platform in front of us, again with a very short running start, so sprint and then jump, then down here. Now I'm going to try and show you that there's an edge that you can jump from here. Can you see it? It's right there. So we want to just kind of let ourselves fall and direct the fall towards that edge. So there are two more chests that I'm going to show you. There's one on the opposite side of the arena. Notice that there is a world boss here, and it is a world boss. Very powerful, difficult to take down if you're unprepared. It will not aggro unless you touch the outer edge of those steps, so don't touch it. Now this way, opposite of those rocks, there's another chest, but we'll do that one last. We're going to go back to the beginning, or to the exit basically, and pick up the second to last chest. This is also the way that we will be going out, but there is no point in fighting the boss yet, as it will respawn, I think within 15 to 30 minutes, depending on the server settings. I think it's 30 minutes, so I will just go and do the second to last chest. Again, this is the way we're going to be leaving this cave. And to save ourselves the time, we just kill these guys, pick up the crystal. Just want to see where my thrall is. Okay, she's just stuck there. Whatever. So in front right there, that's where the second to last chest is. Again, another jumping puzzle. I will explain how to do this one as well. This one was quite easy to figure out, but it still takes a bit of practice until you get it right. I would probably suggest practicing this run on single player before you do it for real. You don't want to end up dying here and losing your stuff. There is, of course, a possibility of doing that. The spiders are very weak and easy to deal with. As you can see, they have not presented much of a challenge at any given time. So from where I am now, as you can see, we want to go down this way. So as you can see, that's where we want to be, in front right there. That's where the chest is. So we'll just walk down this way, and then we'll jump on this ledge in front that you can see. Again, running jump. And this is where things get derpy. We want to be on top of these crystals. It's quite derpy because you can end up falling and hurting yourself. But now that we cleared out the spiders, we should be alright. And it's also derpy because you end up dangling, and yeah, there's many things that can go wrong. However, with the spiders cleared out, it's not all that difficult. It's just kind of getting the jumps right. This time around, my thrall pushed me off the edge, so that kind of sucks, but whatevers. There we go. That's the way you want to be. We're going to jump onto the platform in front of me. Jump again. And once you get to this point, you want to look this way and kind of jump. This is the lowest point that you can jump on, and this is how you're going to get on top of this cave structure. We'll do that with a running jump, so sprint and jump. And right at the end, you can see the chest. We'll pick up this crystal as well. And so now let's go and get the final crystal. We're going to get down the exact same way we came up. we just need to be careful with these jumps. We don't want to fall off here and take any damage, as we will also have to fight the boss, as the place where we exchange the crystals for the die is right close to the boss, so there is no other way of doing it. I did fall off there, but it wasn't that big of a fall, so I'm okay. So we'll go back down to the center of this cave where the arena is. We'll pick up the last chest, which again involves another jumping puzzle. So I think there are a total of 1, 2, 3, a total of 4 separate jumping puzzles that you'll have to solve, and they're kind of okayish. The most difficult one was the one where I allowed myself to fall, that nearly killed me. That has a very small area that you have to jump on. You have to get it right. There's the wall that will push you off over here, so we'll just jump on this, then jump in front. Do not try and walk, just jump up hugging the wall, and then pretty much walk and jump. So over here again, another jumping puzzle. We'll do this. So this over here is another jumping puzzle. We just want to go in this way. We'll jump on top of this rock, then turn this way and jump on that ledge over there. Here we just jump normal. You can actually control how far you jump in front. Now this is where things get tricky. So we want to get right off the edge, and so the longest edge closest to that structure of rocks in front of us, and we want to aim where my dot is. This is done with a running jump as well. If you miss it, you will just slide down and you'll have to do it all over again. So it does take a bit of practice to get this one done. This is it for the chests. Now we get into the fight. There are 2 ways out here. You can do the way I came out, or you can just jump over the top of the structure that I've went under and jump down from there. It really makes not a bit of difference. Now we'll need to fight the boss. This boss, of course, also yields a skeleton key, and there is a chest for it. I am going to kite it with the snake arrows. They are very easy to obtain. They also apply damage over time in the form of poison. I'm hoping that my thrall will pick up the aggro, and so therefore I will stack up 10 poisons on it. Keep the stack going as much as I can. I will also try and use my 2-handed sword. For this, of course, I am using the dragon bone sword. It's up to you how you choose to fight this boss. It is not all that difficult. I did see a little spider ring, so I'm gonna get rid of it before it causes trouble. Also, this particular boss does release a purple cloud at some point around it, which applies corruption, which is why I have a certain amount of corruption before even starting this video, as I have been playing around with the mechanics and trying to figure out how to do this. The best and simplest way of doing this boss is by having a tier 4 thrall, such as the Relic Hunter Treasure Seeker Captain or Bandit Leader, tank it, and then you put dots on it. And eventually, if you want to mix it up, you can either use daggers or whatever weapon you prefer. I prefer the 2-handed weapons, and just land a couple of hits on it. Now the problem with poison is if you don't keep the stacks continuously and you do switch from poison arrows to any weapon, and you apply the poison too late, it will count it as a separate stack, which is quite annoying, which is what you've just seen here, meaning you have to reapply all 10 stacks. That purple cloud that you saw, purple or pink cloud, that was the cloud that does some damage to your health but also applies the corruption. So do bear in mind, you don't want to be in close quarters with this guy. It does have quite a decent range as well. As you can see, the thrall has done quite well with regards to health. I'm just going to apply the dots again. By the time the stack reaches 10, it should be close to dead or nearly dead. There it is. Now, once you've killed it, don't forget to harvest it. You can harvest it with whatever you want. There's no point in harvesting it past the skeleton key unless you really want those raw materials. So I'm just going to get rid of the stuff that I don't need. So to the right of where the boss was, there are 2 chests. This is the chest that should yield the legendary weapon. However, for some odd reason at the moment for me seems to be a bit glitched. I'm not quite sure what's happening here, but normally you should be able to access it and loot the weapon in there. It does have quite a random list of items that you can get. So next up, let's get into the crystals. We'll drop off all of the crystals. We'll start with one crystal at a time. We've got the red one right here. As you can see, the red one gives us the white and black dye. So we'll pick up another crystal. We'll go for the green ones. And so the green ones will give us the black dye. And finally we have one blue crystal. And the blue crystal will give us the white dye. So that's how you farm the dye. It isn't all that difficult, to be fairly honest. It's a lot easier than trying to get the cursed thrall that comes in the purges. So the way out is right in front of us right there. And that's pretty much it for this little section. It is interesting. I do like the jumping puzzle. I just think that that one section where I fell off from up there is the most difficult. Maybe they need to extend slightly the platform on which you need to jump. I think it's very, very tiny and very, very easy to get wrong. If you get it wrong, you fall down to the bottom. You can't climb back up and you miss out on 2 chests. I mean, it's only 2 chests. It's not that big a deal, but you know, it's really, really difficult to get right. So with that being said and done, just make your way out, fight whatever spiders, come back whenever things have respawned. Also, an important thing to note from my observations whilst I've been testing things here, I have noticed that although the NPCs had spawned or respawned during my test after being killed, the chests that had already been looted still came up as looted. The way to sort that out was, of course, to go out of render distance and come back in. So that is a bit of a glitch, that right there. There are those little egg sacs where you can farm the webs, which you can then use to turn into silk if you're interested. There's plenty of crystal to farm in this area as well, but the main reason you'll be coming here is for the black and white dyes. And we should be coming up on the exit. Here we are. At the exit, don't forget there are some more spiders, but I'm going to swap to my normal armor because it's too bright. I'll get rid of this guy. And that's pretty much it. It is a nice little addition to the game. I do like the challenge. It took me forever to figure it all out and find all the chests, so I hope that you folks have enjoyed this video. If you have, please don't forget to support me and the channel by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, why not check out some of my other videos and guides here on this channel. Who knows, you might just enjoy them. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos to the channel. Also, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. Links to this you can find down below in the video's description, as well as in a pinned comment from myself. Until next time, stay safe, folks.